Hi, I'm Johnny, and this is Comics Altruism. So I never do haul videos, but I've decided that I've got a couple here. Since I was gone for so long, I actually procured a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it's for myself. But because I don't have my own personal channel aside from Comics Altruism, I'm going to convey and communicate that stuff to you via this channel. And then maybe when I hand over the keys for Comics Altruism, I'll start up my own channel for this kind of stuff like I'm about to show you. So this one is first off from my trip to New York, not New York City, New York State. And then just a couple other things that I've thrown in there. So this is part one of two of the last month's worth of haul stuff. A lot of it's for me. Some of it's going to end up in the store, but I'll decide on that further down the road. All right, this first batch comes from the flea market that I sometimes frequent when we go to the United States. It's in New York, like near Bliss, New York. Probably none of you are familiar with the geography of New York State, or at least Western New York. But anyway, East Aurora, Warsaw, Bliss, and this is a flea market around there. So all of these cost me a dollar or less. A couple of them cost me $2, but I'll tell you which ones. All right, so House of Secrets, that's a 10-center, number 32. Less than $1. And these two actually he gave me for free. He was like, hey, thanks for the support, because he sees me every time we go down there, right? So number 65, number 68. So those ones is just because he only had 3 House of Secrets books, and he was like, here, take these ones too. How rad. The Inhumans and Black Widow, number 7. It's not in the greatest condition. It's like crinkled up here and stuff, but $2 American for that, not too shabby if you ask me. It's probably around a 4.0 VG. I do have number 1 of this series, but that's the only one I had. So there's number 2, number 3, and number 4. So now I got the full Gambit set. We got New Mutants, annual number 7. I think that one was 50 sets. Not too bad. This one I was jazzed about, because finding this one in a really good condition, not that this one is, but for $1, Tomb and Dracula, number 16. And number 45. It's a crossover with Blade. That one, it's a spec book with the whole Blade movie coming out, and it's actually worth a pretty penny in better condition. Uncanny X-Men, number 145. This one's pretty water damaged, but if I give it a press, it's otherwise in really good condition, so I'm cool with that. And we got Extinction Agenda. This just happened to be one of the ones I was missing. So X-Men number 271. And these ones came from my LCS. I was checking out their $5 bins. I don't normally go back there because that stuff adds up after a while, but check that out. New Mutants number 1 for $5. There were 2 other ones too, and I chose not to grab them. I do have some New Mutants stuff coming up in the near future for sale, so keep an eye out for that. Because this one here is one of the ones that I was missing to make a clean run. I believe it's up to number 19. So I'm considering selling that as a set if I can just track down number 15, which isn't that expensive. So I can probably pull that off. Also $5, number 100. That's the first X-Force. I was super jazzed about that. New Mutants Annual, number 2. This one was not in the $5 bin, by the way. But just to find it, I was really excited. That's the first Psylocke. This was also in the $5 bin. Really wrinkly with water damage. But again, I can probably press that out. $5 for Daredevil 167. I'm not scoffing at it. This, however, so the teller sent me back. He was like, you know that you get a free one. If you buy 4, you get a 5th one for free. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go. And there were other Daredevil comics that I didn't have from that era. And this just happened to be in there. And I took it out of the bag when I got it home. There's nearly nothing wrong with this. And it's $5. And the owner was right there behind the glass case, just watching all of the high-end stuff. And yeah, he saw it. He didn't protest. So yeah, I'll take it. Finally have a copy of Daredevil 181 for free, actually. And then these ones, this was actually up on the wall as a set. Tomb of Dracula number 12, that's the second appearance of Blade. And number 13, which is the third appearance and the origin of Blade. But I'm going to zoom this in a little bit for you. That is in terrible condition. And he had two sets. Oh, especially there. Wow. He had two sets of these. This one was actually in better shape than the number 12 of the other set, if you can believe that. But the number 13 is actually not too bad here. So it was like, it was better condition with the other set, but the number 12 was in surprisingly worse shape. So I just kind of did the calculations off the top of my head, and they were charging the same for both sets. So either way, I think this will be a good opportunity for me to do a pressing tutorial, because the spine roll on this is just ridiculous. So yeah, maybe I'll do that in the near future. Adventure into Fear, number 20. That's the first Morbius on this title, so it's not the first appearance of Morbius. In fact, far from it. I want to say this is like the fourth or fifth appearance, but it's not a cheap book, and that's not the price I paid, $8. I get a discount, so I was happy to find that. There's just one big crease along the top there, but it's well under list value for this condition. And then number 24, going back to Blade. This is a crossover there. Again, worth a pretty penny, but this one is not in the greatest condition. There's a whole bunch of wear along the spine, and there's a stamp right there. But yeah, like the fact that this book is worth what it is, and I was able to find it for what I did, just as a reader copy, I was glad to find that. All right, pretty rad. Yeah, that's it for today. Tune in tomorrow or perhaps the following day, and we'll hope to see you then. Bye.